Hello everyone, welcome back to Hare over here. I'm Hare. Today we are going back and revisiting one of my earliest deck profiles I think I did on the channel. It's revisiting a combo deck actually, and an Aetherflux Reservoir combo deck. Granted, I realize part of the original most strategies revolving around Aetherworks and a paradoxical outcome is using a bunch of Cheerios. Um, this is a slightly different variation. I changed up some of how the deck works from I think the last time I showcased it, but much of the idea of the general deck is that we are trying to cheat out as much mana as possible through Nakor Steel Heart, Mind Stone, Power Stone Shard, somewhat Midnight Clock, uh, generating a bunch of mana, then Paradox Engine in to really uh, generate mana so they can everything can build into it. Uh, then using things like Energy Refractor, Spare Supplies, um, and some of the extra mana through Midnight Clock, but use Energy Refractor and Spare Supplies combined with Paradox Engine to make just like paradoxical outcome to, oh look, I'm spending all this mana, draw cards when they enter or generate extra mana, then return everything back to my hand, draw a bunch of cards and go from there. Um, I originally did have chromatic stars in the deck, but I was finding that they were useless half the time. I actually threw in 4 considers, 4 ops to really get through a lot of the day, to help with early turn draws and fix a lot of the top ends. Then I have 2 Seagate restorations. When I have a massive hand, this can double the size of it, can act as an additional land. Uh, well, actually, I'm gonna make one adjustment on top of it. As much as the castle was good, it uh it didn't it doesn't really add much to the overall deck. Um, yeah, 18 lands, 20 if you include the 2 Seagate restorations, but most of the land base is pretty dang simple. Castle Ventress is iffy. It can come out a little bit more easily untapped. It's at the Mystic Sanctuary, but with the Mystic, the big thing is that it's fetchable off the Flooded Strand and Polluted Deltas, but it also helps recover the Seagate Restoration, the Paradoxical, the Considers, and the Ops. Um, the side deck, if I do best of threes, most of it is mostly understandable under the concept of uh, see the 4 cons. I would side deck out the 2 cons for 1 paradox and 1 Aetherflux to make that a little bit more resilient. um, I originally had Pop Quiz in the main deck, but along with the chromatics, it's like this. It's like, why am I playing this? Yeah, I can grab me something like Introduction to Prophecy or Environmental Sciences. Um, I would rather have Opt and Consider in the main board. Uh, yeah, I can draw a little bit, like Scry 2, draw 1, and grab this. I would rather Scry 1, draw 1, and Surveil 1 and draw 1. Um, and Chromatics, well, yeah, they were all Eton drops, but all they really did was potentially fix. But yeah, let's jump into some games. Again, I mostly am doing this on a best of one, but yeah, let's jump into a game, and I'm gonna play out 2 or 3 games here, and I'll see y'all in just a moment. Here we go again, game number one against Unterka Monk. Okay, this is actually it isn't the worst hand that I could have had. Far from the best, but I think it's completely playable. Turn one, I really can't do anything. But turn two, play the Sinking Island, play the Mind Stone, start the vamping process. Okay, this is when I just grab the Paradox engine, so I at least have the second part of the so I have the main thrust of the combo. Yeah, I need a whole lot of extra draw here, but okay. So okay, okay. This may not be the yeah, probably not the first best matchup there. I who expects a channel combo deck um with a taunt too. But yeah, probably not the best representation there, but let's get into the sync game, shall we? And here we go against Elbin. Uh, yeah, and I'm the double paradox engines aren't really looking all that favorable. Okay, I think I can actually make this work. I'm gonna say goodbye to the spare supplies for now. Okay, and there's the island. I'm gonna go with the flooded strand. The idea here is really drawing cards and those lands that like, oh yeah, I definitely want the fetches in the in this kind of deck, mostly on the fact of ooh, here we go. Uh, I mostly want the fetches in this deck on the basis of Sinking Island. Okay, yeah, I um, this is actually looking pretty good at the moment. Yeah, the Inventor's Fair is great. But the idea of playing the fetches is mostly in here so I can start digging through, thinning out the basics. Because spending mana to draw cards from a land base is not where I want to be, necessarily. I'll do the Power Stone Shard. Next turn, I'm gonna play the Second Power Stone. I might want to consider something like Treasure Cruise in this deck, mostly on the basis of I may not always recover a lot of health, but when I do, I gain a lot. Activate the 2 Power Stones, activate Aetherflux. Consider Surveil 1. Yeah, let's grab the Power Stone. Play the... Tap the 2 shards for the third shard, play the third shard, tap it for 3. Yeah. I I think I can actually. Okay. Yep. That should have been somewhat expected. Um, okay. What I'm thinking here is paradox into uh, double power stone shard. I'm gonna do the shard, the mind stone, and tap for blue. Grab 3 of these. Power stone shard. Into the second power stone shard. Then into the spare supplies. Yeah, I would have loved to have the Aetherflux here, but it was bound to happen occasionally. Play the island, pass the taunt. They got notice that I have something in hand that can respond to um, make them potentially think that I have. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Yes. Hide the island to the bottom, draw a card. Okay, activate. 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 I'm gonna grab the this. Play the Mind Stone. Play the spare supplies. Draw a card. Play the island. Maybe I'll get an Inventor's Fail. Or naturally draw into the paradox. Okay, it's an island. Okay, activate the 3 power stone shards. The idea of the shards is that I'm just gaining so much extra value off of them that that's the main benefit of them. Opt. Scry to the bottom, draw a card. Flooded Strand. I'm gonna crack one of the spare supplies. Activate, 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 activate the midnight clock, activate the paradox. Let's... No, wait. Wrong cards. Return the... and the 2 mind stones back to the hand. Drawing 4 cards off that. Then Mind Stone. Mind Stone. Cold Stone. Blue. Consider Aetherflux. Keep that on top, it doesn't matter. Activate pink for 50. Yep. And that's usually how these kinds of decks usually, how I really get this deck going. Like, it can paradox itself in, it doesn't need paradox to always win, but it's one of those like the paradox really supplements. It's similar to the regular Aether, the normal version of the deck, but uh, that really relies on like getting all the games. This it's like no, I'm it's slower, but it's like here's the guaranteed mana that you're going, and you can easily chain off and whatnot. But let's get into the third game. Um, okay, like turn one island into opt, um, and hope that I can draw into a sinking land so I can mine stone. Then, oh, actually, I do have the sinking land here, so if necessary, with the sea gate. This is the big thing about the sea gates. It's like I can funk the why everyone really loves the dual lands. It allows you to play around with some of the uh, mana base a little bit. I'm gonna send the Mystic Sanctuary because I really don't need a tap land at the moment. But I'm gonna pay 3 life. Yeah, it's somewhat sucks that I have to do that, but I'm gonna be perfectly fine uh, with this going into the midnight clock. I'm gonna hold up the opt for now. I could shoot it off immediately, but I don't think I really have to. But I'm gonna shoot it off, then depending on the draws, I might do the paradox. Ooh, actually that lay out the paradox. Okay, so this is an attraction, yeah, an approach combo deck. Yeah, grab the approach, recast the approach. Keep that on top, doesn't matter. Yeah. Shot down by a combo deck. Yeah, like this is the weakness of this deck. It is a slow combo deck that doesn't immediately shoot off. But let's get in one more game, shall we? Um, and see how it actually goes. So yeah, we're jumping straight into it. Oh, I'm really hot at the moment. Um, so I'm actually somewhat liking this at the moment. Um, so yeah, grab the island, pass the taunt. Next turn it's gonna be Inventor's Fair into the Mind Stone. I'm wanting to see what exactly I'm drawing into on because I am thinking just it might be simply polluted into the palace, yeah. Into island, tap the island, Inventors and the Mind Stone. Yeah, into the oh, I slightly misplayed there, but Energy Refactor, draw card, yeah. Next turn is gonna be the island into Paradox. I may not exactly be able to immediately get off from there, but grab the Paradox. Yeah, like I don't have a Consider. Like this is in part where the Consider comes in because I could potentially like Paradox into the into more things. Tap for blue, tap white. tap blue, tap blue there, tap for the colorless, scry 1, keep that on top to draw it, activate, 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 Mind Stone, activate, activate, activate into the Power Stone, shard, resolve all of that, activate, 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 return those 5 back to the drawing 5 off that. I'm gonna hold out on playing a land at the moment, mostly on the basis of Godstone Heart. Activate the opt, resolved, tap for the blue, Power Stone Shard, activate, activate, Mind Stone, resolve all this, activate, activate, power supply, spare supplies. Should have probably played the other Mind Stone first. Activate, 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 activate. Energy Refractor. Resolve. Activate. Activate, 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 activate. Yeah, I'm activate the Sea Gate, draw 5 new cards, a grip of 5, and yeah, they gave up. I don't exactly blame them. They don't exactly see where the ending is going, and this deck eventually does have its end, but obviously needs refinements. I've seen the Cheerios. I'm 50-50 on it, but I personally really enjoy the Paradox version of this deck. Tell me, I'm like, because of the nature of it, I almost want to include, because I have the Energy Refractor in the deck, I might want to include something like a Grape Shot, a singular Grape Shot in the deck, because it is a combo deck that's just like, yeah, I'm casting a lot of spells in a singular turn, so I could just Grape Shot you for game in case Aetherflux. I never get into Aetherflux, but uh, tell me your thoughts down in the comments section down below. See you around, folks.